Top of the morning to you. Today we're talking about tomato sauce. Tongue Twister Tuesday. One of our wonderful Instagram friends has asked us to make a low sodium, low sugar tomato sauce. Karen, this one's for you. So, for me, tomato sauce needs 4 ingredients. Olive oil, onions, garlic, tomatoes. That's it. Maybe a 5th, chuck in some fresh basil at the end, and a 6th, some fresh salt. Or salt, not fresh salt. Salt is fresh. Here we go again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our chef's knife, and if you notice the chef knife doesn't go all the way to the board. This is perfect because it's gonna help us slice our onion and leave it intact, so when we dice it, it's all together. So I'm slowly working through the onion all the way around. I'm taking my knife like this and going a bit sideways to help with even cuts. So we've gone through and cut it into slices almost, but we've left the root intact. And then we're gonna go the other way, and then this way you're left with an instant dice on your onions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna process this garlic. We're just gonna take the ends off, and remember, so we're gonna go one way, slice the garlic, and then we'll just chop it up medium coarseness. And while we finish chopping the garlic, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna preheat my pot over here. Let's get this warm. Because we don't wanna be adding cold things to a cold pan. You're not gonna get your sizzle. So we're gonna go with some olive oil.
How much did you put in?
Let's call that 2-3 tablespoons, just to coat the bottom.
So you put the onions before the garlic.
Yeah, we're gonna start the onions before the garlic in this case, because I don't wanna burn the garlic. And we wanna get the aromatics moving out of the onions.
We all know what happens when you burn garlic.
Oh yeah, you start again. If you don't start again, I'm coming after you. I will come right after you. Stand back. It's nothing worse than burnt garlic. So let's move our onions around, and we're gonna start sauteing these till they become a little bit transparent. So our onions have sauteed down a bit. At this point, let's add some garlic. So I have a nice bench scraper, makes it easy. I'm gonna put the garlic in, pick it all up and toss it in. You can use a knife, but I've cut myself like that once, so let's play it safe. I'm gonna cook these tomatoes whole. We'll crush them along the way. What you could do, if you want, is puree them. Grab a stick blender and puree them first. But we're just gonna cook them whole like this. We're gonna bring this back up to a simmer, and we're gonna simmer it for about half an hour to an hour. So, what are we looking for our tomato sauce to be done? So, there's a top layer of liquid here, and underneath that is this thick, delicious tomatoey sauceness. Yes, that's a word, sauceness. Look it up. Don't quote me on that. So, Karen, this one's for you. We haven't added any sugar, and we're not gonna add any salt to this, or you are gonna cook yours and not add any salt and not add any sugar. It's not gonna need either of those things. But for us, what we're gonna do is we need to season our sauce. So you can leave it exactly the way it is with no seasoning, and then as you're cooking whatever dish next, you can add your sauce at that salt at that time, or here you go. You've got yourself a beautiful rustic tomato sauce. What I like to do when cooling this down is grab some fresh basil and just shove it in whole like that. So it's gonna give it the basil flavor. Dried basil, like dried thyme, got no time for dried basil. No dried thyme either. Use the fresh stuff. It's so readily available in our grocery stores. Put that in there, let it chill, you're ready to go. If you'd like us to cook your a dish for you, leave a comment in the area below, and we'll do our best to incorporate what you're looking for in our menus. Bon appetit.